morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a look at one of the big questions that is coming out of the reveal of Evolving Skies. That is a new Pokemon TCG set that was revealed just the other day. Now, I told you guys when that was revealed that I was absolutely certain that Eevee Heroes, the Japanese set which is coming out in just a couple of weeks, actually as I record this, 8 days, probably less than a week by the time you watch it, I was absolutely convinced that Evolving Skies was going to include those cards. And yet, over the past few days, I have had literally dozens of people getting in touch with me going, Wossy, you know the Eevees aren't going to be in that set, right? So I figured I would collect all of my information together and explain to you why I am absolutely convinced that yes, the Eevees will be in Evolving Skies. Now, quick shout out to the lovely Primal Lugia before we get going. Primal Lugia is awesome and keeps me in check when I get too bullish. So, in honour of the lovely Primal Lugia, I'm going to say right at the beginning, this is not confirmed. We do not know one way or the other. The only people that know work for the Pokemon Company International, because if they've got a name and a logo, you know they've got a set list. But I don't work for the Pokemon Company International, so I have absolutely no idea in terms of official confirmation, but I remain 100% convinced. Now, Evolving Skies should be the combination of Eevee Heroes and Sword and Shield 7 over in Japan. This is generally the way it goes. So, Evolving Skies is our Sword and Shield 7. So, all things being equal, if Pokemon don't do anything weird, our Sword and Shield 7 will be Japan's Sword and Shield 7. That is the double set Blue Sky Stream and Skyscraping Perfect. And Japan's Sword and Shield 6A, that being Eevee Heroes. In the same way, our Sword and Shield 6, that is Chilling Reign, is expected to be a combination of Sword and Shield 6 in Japan, that is Jet Black Poltergeist and Silver Lance, along with Sword and Shield 5A Matchless Fighters. Now, we have seen a bunch of cards, and that is seeming to be holding true, although do bear in mind, there are a bunch of cards that are being removed, that we're not getting in that set, but also bear in mind that there are exactly 3 Pokemon Vs and 1 Pokemon VMAX that are being removed from the Japanese sets when they come over here. So although 52 cards are being removed, that includes 3 out of 18 Pokemon Vs and 1 out of 9 VMAXs. Yes, they are cutting a bunch of cards, but they are largely not cutting the Vs and VMAXs. So unless we are told something else, we would naturally expect Eevee Heroes, or the significant bulk thereof, to be included in Evolving Skies. All things being equal, that would be the way, along with Sword and Shield 7. Now, one of the arguments I keep seeing from people is, well, hang on a second, Rayquaza is a really hyped Pokemon. True, Rayquaza is very popular. And Eevee is a very hyped Pokemon. True, Eevee is very popular. They're not going to put them in the same set. And I'm like, what? That's not an argument. Yes, half of Sword and Shield 7 is based around Rayquaza. That is true, that is confirmed. Rayquaza VMAX is coming. Yes, Sword and Shield 6A is based around Eevee. That is true. But do we honestly think the Pokemon are going to go, oh, Rayquaza and Eevee, they're a bit popular. Let's butcher the sets. Let's make them completely different. Let's change our entire release plan because Rayquaza and Eevee are both very popular Pokemon. I'm not sure that's a good argument even a little bit. I mean, over in Champion's Path, Pokemon chose to include the Rainbow Rare Charizard that was a promo over in Japan, as well as choosing to include the Shiny V that should have been in Shining Fates. So you could easily have turned around and go, oh, why would Pokemon put 2 Chase Charizards in the same set? Well, because that just makes it a really sought after set. They thought they had better things. The thing you've got to bear in mind is these 2 sets being really popular is not a reason to take one of them out and butcher their release schedule. Now, these 2 sets being really popular and we don't have anything coming later, the next set is nowhere near as popular, we need to include something more popular in the future, I could see that being an argument, but again, we have nothing to suggest that. And the other argument I've heard is, we know from distributor listings that we are expecting a 25th anniversary set in October. So some people are going, well, they're going to keep the Eevees for that set. And again, they could. Absolutely, they could keep the Eevees back for that set. But there is absolutely nothing whatsoever to suggest that they will. There is no evidence, no proof, no rumblings, no rumours, other than wild speculation, that they would cut the Eevees and put them in a 25th anniversary set. There is nothing to suggest that. Also, I've told you that all things being equal, we would expect Sword and Shield 7 Evolving Skies to be made up of Japan's Sword and Shield 7 and Japan's Sword and Shield 6A, that being Eevee Heroes. If that's true, just humour me for a moment, assume that's true. That means that as of Friday the 21st of May, we have seen 1/3 of our August set. Are you expecting me to believe that we've seen our October set? When 2/3 at least of our August set remains a mystery, we've seen our October set? That doesn't make a huge amount of sense to me. Put simply, if this was the October set, it's a bit early to see it. Now, one of the arguments essentially is that what they're going to do with Sword and Shield 6A Eevee Heroes is what they did with Sword and Shield 4A, that was Shiny Star V. And of course, Shiny Star V was Sword and Shield 4A, but instead of going into Sword and Shield 5 battle styles, that was actually taken out and made its own set, which was Shining Fates. And I could see this as a little bit of an argument. I could see this happening, except they're not the same. Shiny Star V and Eevee Heroes are not the same. There is a gigantic difference between those sets. And the difference is that Shiny Star V was a proper special set with a whole bunch of shiny Pokemon aimed at collectors with very few new unique cards and only a couple that made even a mild impact on the metagame. It was Sword and Shield 4A, but it was a special set made up largely of shiny Pokemon. There were 3 or 4 times as many secret rares as there were cards in the set. It was there for collectors and was never intended to impact the metagame. But Eevee Heroes is not like that. We've seen cards like Umbreon VMAX, which has the exact same ability as Lycanroc GX, that saw a huge amount of play. So if they delayed this set from August through to October, it's about a 6-week gap, from August the 27th to I think October the 8th. And we would be missing these really impactful metagame defining cards, and I do think cards like Umbreon VMAX will be huge. I don't think they're going to see play. I think they're going to be huge. And Pokemon are going to hold them back for like another 6 weeks. So I get that you can make a comparison from Eevee Heroes to Shiny Star V, but to make that comparison is to assume that they are the same kind of set, and they are not. Shiny Star V was never intended to be a true A set or a true mini set. It was always intended to be a special set for collectors. It was not intended to be a proper playable set, and Eevee Heroes absolutely is. So there's no reason why Pokemon would treat those sets the same, when if you look at the way the sets are positioned, you look at what the sets do, they are clearly not the same kind of set. So to recap up to now, there is absolutely no reason to suggest that Eevees will be taken out, other than wild speculation of Eevee and Rayquaza together are too popular, or they're going to go in the anniversary set. But again, we have nothing concrete whatsoever to actually suggest that either of those things are true. The one concrete information we do have is the regular release schedule. And according to the regular release schedule, unless Pokemon decides to make a drastic change like they did for Shining Fates, we will expect Eevee Heroes to be part of Evolving Skies. Pokemon would have to make a conscious decision to remove Eevee Heroes from that set. And then, of course, if they do make that conscious decision, we can go to the name. And I've had a bunch of people over the past few days tell me, oh, come on, Wassy, we can't just look at the name Evolving Skies and say, oh, it says Evolving, that means Eevee. But yes, we absolutely can. Because the fact of the matter is, the Pokemon Company do make names that riff off the main Pokemon in the set. Let's go through the last few set names, shall we? The most recent set, or one that isn't actually out yet, but the one that we know everything that's in it, etc., to a point, is Chilling Reign. And if you look at the name Chilling Reign, it is clearly based on Shadow Rider and Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. Chilling has a double meaning referring both to spooky, Shadow Rider, and cold, Ice Rider, and Rain clearly refers to the Rains of Unity, the in-game item that you use to essentially get Calyrex to ride them. So yes, you absolutely can look at Chilling Reign, and that name tells us, oh yeah, this is the Ice Rider Calyrex and Shadow Rider Calyrex set. That is what the name is referring to. We go back another set, Sword and Shield 5 was Battle Styles, and Battle Styles was an absolutely, completely transparent reference to Rapid Strike and Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. Battle Styles, Single Strike style, and Rapid Strike style. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes here. Battle Styles was absolutely 100% a reference to Single Strike and Rapid Strike Urshifu. If we go back another set, we end up at Sword and Shield 4. Sword and Shield 4 was Vivid Voltage. Why was it called Vivid Voltage? Because it was the set that introduced us to Pikachu VMAX. That was very much the poster child of that particular set. And the set was called Vivid Voltage. If we go back one more set, we get to Darkness Ablaze. And to be fair, Darkness Ablaze did have Center Scorch in. But let's face it, Darkness Ablaze was called Darkness Ablaze because the poster child for that set was Charizard VMAX. You can keep doing this for a whole bunch of other sets, but I think at this stage I've proven my point. You absolutely can look at the names of the English sets of the Pokemon trading card game and use that to get some hints as to what the set is going to be based on, what the main Pokemon are going to be. Or to put it another way, when the people at Pokemon, the marketeers who are responsible for naming these sets, when they name the sets, they absolutely are thinking about and are conscious of the fact of which sets are included and who the main Pokemon are in their set. I have just shown you the last 4 set names and explained to you how they relate to the main Pokemon in the set. This is something that Pokemon think about and are very conscious of. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know this at this stage, but every Pokemon has a type. I'm not talking about fire, water, etc. I am talking about a type. So, Mamoswine, for instance, is the Twin Tusk Pokemon. That is its type. I might be using the wrong word with type, but you know what I mean. Donphan is the Armor Pokemon. Eevee is the Evolution Pokemon. That is the kind of Pokemon it is. That is its type, or whatever the word is supposed to be. Now, I have already explained to you, and I think proven pretty clearly, that Pokemon think very hard when they are naming these sets to name them after the main Pokemon. So are you really expecting me to believe that Pokemon who think about this stuff when they're naming their sets are calling the set Evolving Skies and at the same time deliberately removing the Eevee focus set, the evolution Pokemon focus set, which would under normal circumstances be included? I cannot for a second believe that Pokemon would make that blunder. Because make no mistake about it, that would be a huge marketing blunder. To choose to call the set Evolving Skies, but remove a set that we would expect to be included if the normal release schedule holds, that is based around the evolution Pokemon, while calling it Evolving Skies, makes no sense. And as I've shown you, you absolutely 100% can look at set names for English Pokemon TCG expansions and use that to deduce the kind of Pokemon that are going to be in it. Now, the skies, for what it's worth, is not even remotely an issue here, because the Japanese set Sword and Shield 7, the double set, is Blue Sky Stream, based around Rayquaza, and Skyscraping Perfect, based around Gigantamax Duraludon, that actual literal skyscraper. And of course, you've got the reference there to Roaring Skies. And let's be clear, this reference to Roaring Skies is a very deliberate reference again. It is definitely not a coincidence that the set that brought us Mega Rayquaza EX was Roaring Skies, and the set that is bringing us Rayquaza VMAX is Evolving Skies. That's an homage, that's a callback, that is a pattern. They are doing that very deliberately. And they are calling Evolving Skies because it is a reference to Eevee. And so as far as I'm concerned, there are three things at play here. Number one, Eevee Heroes is supposed to be in Evolving Skies unless Pokemon mess with their usual release schedule. Number two, there is a clear reference to Eevee in the set name, and as I've shown you, set names are important and do reference the main Pokemon in the set. And number three, we have been given absolutely no information or proof whatsoever to suggest that Eevee Heroes will be taken out of the set, other than wild speculation of Eevee and Rayquaza together is too popular, or they should take it out and put it in the 25th anniversary set. And for what it's worth, I do think Eevee and Rayquaza together would make a ridiculously popular set. And I do think that taking the Eeveelutions out and putting them in the 25th anniversary set would make for a cool 25th anniversary set. I am in no way, shape or form saying that those are ridiculous ideas, and I am not saying that they don't make sense. What I am saying is, we have absolutely no information to suggest that is true, but we do have information to suggest that it's not. They make sense, they would be cool ideas, but the best information we have available at the moment tells us it's not happening. Now, as a little bit of a side note, over the next few days we are going to start seeing all these special arts of all these evolutions. Could they take some of those out and save them for later sets? Absolutely they could. That is the kind of thing Pokemon have done. Like we saw with the Shiny Charizard V that should have been in Shining Fates but ended up in Champion's Path. So, yes, they have done that before. I'm not willing to say that they won't. I am not willing to say that every single Eevee will be in the set and that every single art will be in the set. We don't know that. They absolutely could take some of them and move them into other products and other sets. What I am saying is that the bulk of Eevee Heroes, including the majority of Vs and VMAXs, will be in Evolving Skies. And they might not be. But if they're not going to be, we're going to need some kind of information to the contrary. We're going to need some kind of proof. As I said at the beginning of the video, it's not confirmed. We don't know for definite one way or the other. But hopefully in this video, I have shown you that we do have absolute concrete reasons for believing that the Eevees will be in the set. And I am not aware of anything other than, hey, that would be cool speculation as to why they won't be in the set. Now, I do need to very quickly, before we finish, share this Eevee card. This is the Eevee from Eevee Heroes, and you'll notice there's awesome artwork there of Eevee standing on a house looking out as Rayquaza flies on by. I don't think that's really a hint, because bearing in mind this is from Eevee Heroes Sword and Shield 6A, they might be putting a Sword and Shield 7 reference in. I'm not using this as a piece of evidence why they will be in the same set. It will be a cool card if they are, the reference will be awesome, but I don't necessarily think that proves very much. It is, however, a very cool card indeed. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. If I haven't convinced you by now, I don't believe I'm going to convince you. And like I've said, I cannot say for absolute 100% certain, it's not confirmed, but as much as it's not confirmed, I am absolutely convinced. And now I want to hear what you think. Do you believe me? Do you still think Eevees are coming in the set? Or are you still willing to believe that they're not? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.